that.
No. It's
No?
not my event, not my stream. No, I insist. Keep
Okay.
the first game.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Caverna Combats. That's the big finals. MrMerlin and Radovan. Quite excited for this. I also have, as a co-caster, got Mr. Big Harry himself. How's he doing, Big Harry?
Good afternoon, Mr. Caverna. Yes, you have the gatekeeper himself, keeping an eye on the up-and-coming talents in the finals. This should be absolutely excellent. And before we get too into it, into the players and the matchup and the map, can I make a very small request? Can we have the game music off, please? Because I absolutely ripped into the eSort casting yesterday because the game music is on. I was just like, oh.
Really? I thought it was quite low. I thought.
I hate it. It like, there's nothing worse than a nice conversation when you have an envoy siege in a trading post, and the music's going dun 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 dun. Dun. It's like, oh my god, it's the town center of the siege. Oh no, it's just a trading post being attacked.
Oh, fair enough. But that's fair.
Yeah, but it's Caverna, you should be as entertaining as possible, but we don't need music to entertain the fellows. We are the entertainment, and so is Mr. Merlin and Radovan. I could talk to you for months about Mr. Merlin's Age of Empires 3 prowess or lack of it, but can you talk to me about Radovan and his journey to the finals, please?
Well, Radovan has been playing excellent game. Like he had been seeing him like being very solid build order so far. I think Radovan is the favorite here. Not gonna lie, the way he's been playing so far in this tourney, I just give him the edge. Like, but MrMerlin has been very solid as well. Like MrMerlin build orders, you know, he's solid. He understands the game pretty well. Got very good RTS mechanics. Good Age of Empires 4 player. You know that he's been away for a while, but I've been hearing from him yesterday, and he feels like he's back to his former self as a Age of Empires 3 player. So he probably back to his 1550 whatever elo range. So he's very comfortable at this. So yeah, I think also he's very familiar with the DLCs and everything. So expect great games from both of these guys.
Yeah, if I was to play a tournament series, I'd certainly prepare tournament civs instead of my classic, a bit of Dutch, a bit of Malta, a bit of China. It's the simple civ. It's not simple civs. It's the strong civs with simple build orders, simple ideas, and strong execution is kind of the key to get in there. And seeing USA and Ottoman in game number 1 doesn't actually surprise me. These two civs are certainly up there in the strength of the meta. Probably Ottoman is probably the strongest overall well-rounded civilization in the sense of options in all ages and very easy to pull off and quite hard to scout as well. I don't really know what Mr. Merlin's plan is. I kind of hope it's not H2 focus. I think H3 is the idea here, but there's no Nizam Fusiliers or Jan shipment in the third age, and he's got a frigate. Man, this is the Caverna combat, but oh my god, like,
yeah, that was awful.
Can I just get a check just to confirm that the player knows the map today is Colorado and we can't exactly against a cliff.
Right. That's an odd one that having maybe like a one deck for that. That's sort of like a general deck for everything, which is a bit odd.
We have fun, we joke and banter about that, but realistically, Mr. Merlin is missing a heavy infantry shipment in the third age, and he might be missing cav archers as well. So there's ideas. He hasn't got cav combo, but that's not actually as crucial. But there's different ideas he could have in the third age. And it's very rare to have Ottoman not to have 10 cards in age 3. So Mr. Merlin is essentially working with 7.
Yeah, it looks like he's planning to do some H2 gameplay, like from his deck's perspective. And I've seen him doing a lot of A-Zaps, ABAs, and I think you're going to be seeing something like that.
Well, I do see a Rax coming down. Looking at this card order of 5 Vils and 700 gold, you'd be mistaken to thinking it might be some sort of Delhi semi, but Rax mid-map suggests some Jans. It wouldn't be A-Zap play. He's also researching Gangsaw behind. He's going A-Zaps while sending gold. This is like an A-Zap.
Yeah.
Just trying to feign aggression. I kind of hope that Mr. Merlin's discussed his build orders and playstyles and plans with fellow players. Some of it's in the chat with, like, let's say, Animus, Bramboy, other people, because at the moment, even as a caster, I'm looking at it, I'm struggling to see the ideas forming here for Mr. Merlin. What does he want to do? You can see that the United States player is kind of doing more builders and 700 gold, looking to age up, maybe send in the Carbine Cavalry in transition to start getting some sort of mass together, playing from there, probably in the third age and get Gatling guns if he needs to hold on versus AZAPs. Like, the ideas are very well formed. MrMerlin's is like, yeah, let's just make some AZAPs, make some Jans, send this, do that, just Z move, I don't know. So I'm kind of... I think from here we might as well just stick with MrMerlin's point of view, just to try and find out what his plan is, because I'm kind of lost.
Yeah, now he's sending wood though. He sent coin. I don't know why he sent coin first. If he wants to do AZAPs.
The coins came in as well. Like, it's not like he's realized, oh, I should probably send this guy. He's committing. He's not taking 3 TP stagecoach. He's not. He does have the 5 bills in, he does have the market against Great Coat's good boy to see, but he's like researching Gangsword and actually chopping woods at this point in the game. It feels like he doesn't need to. And one military building is not putting on the pressure. USA will age behind this, and I'm kind of hoping that MrMerlin realizes that this age 2 is just near enough a write-off, and will quickly pivot into get to the third age and kind of play in later on. Because the thing with MrMerlin is, and at this level, is that yes, the build orders might not be crisp, the theory might not be amazing, but if the game goes long enough, the only thing that starts to matter is actually players' ability to macro, micro, and just generic overall basic Age of Empires. Like, the Civ specific stuff goes out the window and just fundamental abilities turn to shine. But MrMerlin pushing through with a couple of heavy infantry AZAPs. There's some skirms, there's some Minutemen. This is gonna get pushed back, and he already knows this.
Yeah, he got it. He got up for free, basically, like a town. It was basically Minuteman, and then he just got the church with the food now. So now we're getting more sharpshooters. He can defend this with ease now. I think he just had a lot of free time for Radovan here, and now AZAP's not gonna cut it.
So the USA player's going for the Russian Blockhouse card 1, and I feel that this is just following standard build orders from other people playing. However, I don't think Radovan specifically playing this situation as he sees it. He sees it units in Age 2. He sees that Merlin's not really going to the third age. So this is where you kind of actually want to not necessarily go eco shipments, but think about 54th Massachusetts if you have it. 3 Orkan guns, definitely, maybe. Train some infantry, send some cav as cover, and actually thinking, right, actually, if I hold on to this H2 push from Osman, I'm going to win regardless. The only way potentially USA doesn't survive this if he basically overinvests into just eco defense, doesn't train any anti-cav, and then 5 daddies turn up out of nowhere. But I think USA is safe for the time being.
Yeah, he's playing safe because he doesn't have anti-cav right now, so he's waiting for the Gatling guns. I think we might be seeing some delis from this other side. Yeah. There's a next shipment, but we also have no wood here.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like, you just see what Radovan's doing. He's sending Gatlings, training in sharpshooters, still has no anti-cav. Now, I know there's no cav on the field from MrMerlin. I think Radovan has probably scouted out the artillery foundry as well. Can I just check his scouting, Radovan's? Because that will infer his playstyle. Because actually, if he's seen both those, he has seen both of those buildings in the minimap, so he's happy going in for this infantry here. Gatlings will spawn out behind. I hope he does right-click behind his TC. This is kind of critical. Oh, where's he putting them? Oh, is he putting them in space? Oh, no. Oh, Rat-Tat-Tat. Not too bad, though. Oh.
Oh, gosh.
He was behind the TC, but it's gone down. Carbine Cavalry do come out, and it's a trade.
Oh, no, he's losing all the Carbine.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like, the sharpshooters are still doing massive damage. These are H2 units versus H3, but you could see, like, he was sending units from technologies. He wanted the technologies to pop forward, but forgot that he was sending the Gatlings, and they would have came out first. So they should have been behind the TC, and then forward from the TC would be the Carbines. Like, putting Carbine Cavalry straight on top of Abus Jans, that's not really a problem if they're diverted attention away from the Gatling guns.
So he's sending rolling artillery for the second time. I think it's still going to be good enough. But we need some more anti-cav for this composition. I think 3 daddies he can probably handle.
I feel like this is one of those situations where you're starting to see the, I would say inexperience, but we've got 16 villagers on food because we all know food's the fastest gathering, but we don't actually need food right now. We need other resources, like wood for maybe a stable gold for units, and he's kind of having to rely on the 2 Gatlins to kind of save him from this situation when maybe a better spread of resources, that could have been a bit more of a forward-thinking unit shipment or other shipment than just 2 Gatlins to keep him going. But versus H2, what can Osman do apart from right-clicking with Abus guns onto the Gatlins, and it kind of exposed the rest of his army?
Yeah, he lost a lot of the skirms himself, but there's nothing he can do against these Gatling guns at this time. At this point,
USA almost sent in 1 Gatling gun, and he realized that was stupid.
Yeah, that's good. That would be awful. Yeah, sending 1,000 wood, that's much better. You could have also, I think 1,000 wood following by the Ulan's shipment. That would be amazing.
Yeah, so like let's look at the macro here from our USA player. Like he's just got 3-to-1 gold food to gold income, which is fine for training villagers and maybe get a couple of units, but he's having to sell. He's selling a lot of food just to try and get some gold together to get units going, which is like it works in the short term, but once you do it a couple of times, it's just no longer efficient, and it's better for him to actually address it.
Okay, losing the forward barracks now. Let's see how MrMerlin is reacting to this. So he's trying to age up. So
which is a good decision after a bit of a shaky H2. He's realised that versus artillery, staying H2 without any much cavalry support is not really going to help his situation here. I think MrMerlin would be better going for Cav Abus or Abus Cav Archer and kind of starting to ditch the ASAP. So he might have listened to too many times people saying that ASAPs are the greatest unit in the game. They might be the greatest unit in the game, but right now, actually, heavy infantry is not what the Ottoman player needs. The push will come in, and MrMerlin's only, I'm not going to say only out, but I think one of the biggest ways he can get back into this game in a really positive manner is getting like a spat heap pop onto units and like absolutely clean. Once the anti-cav goes down, there's potential for massive damage here. He's got 2 shipments ready to go. Well, let's see how he plays this one.
Yeah, he needs to poke on that cav. Yeah, he just doesn't have any more. There we go. He's finally getting some barracks.
Yeah, so the barracks is coming down, and that's kind of the awkward thing. Like, you kind of feel like if you get stable, get some cav archers to protect the falconets, you can kind of really push back on the 2 Falcons will beat the 2 Gatlins, but he's still going for the ASAPs. I guess ASAPs do beat the carbine cavalry. That is their units counter. So ASAP, falconet. The whole composition of ASAP, falconet, Abus is actually really, really strong. It's just we kind of haven't quite got the numbers for each unit's up to cover each other at the moment. It's the kind of the associated risk, and the only thing the ASAPs are really doing is killing the dragoons, but that's both the Abus guns can do that as well, so we don't necessarily need both Abus. We just want pure Abus and then stuff to protect those units, which ASAP in melee can do decently versus the, let's say, the Pulaski's Ulans you was talking about. Well, I'm not feeling this.
Okay, let's see what USA is now. USA is going for some upgrades here, but sent the 1,000 wood. He decided to go for another town center, which is reasonable. Try to scale up on the top of this, but he's kind of giving up the pressure though. He's maybe giving a lot of Ottomans a little bit too much of time.
It depends if you see Ottoman dropping down another 2 town centres. The Ottomans can do that pretty quickly. I like having a second town centre. Sometimes players overcommit and build 2 town centres and overboom and then kind of basically fall short. But the second town centre kind of rounds off the edges. Realistically, the coal mine shipments here for the United States of America will actually act as the 3rd town centre if he wants to send that in. That's a great way to increase your economic potential. MrMerlin going for the home base, which it's a push. It's a play. I guess it's making good use of it, but without any Ottoman heavy cavalry here, there's the chances of actually nailing down and pinning down the US army is tough. I don't think Merlin realizes he's about to get flanked from behind, and this is going to be a tough one here for Merlin. He's now seen it, pivoting around. Minutemen do come out. Falc's still looking at the TC, but the TC kills out the question now. He needs to kill the army. He needs to micro the Falcons into the Gatlins, but in comes Carbine just to basically dunk down on the Falcons, and there's not enough stuff here. Gatlins ripping through the Avis, and the trade already pretty good for USA. MrMerlin tapping it out, game 1 over and done with.
My own things. All right, so let's go. Let's jump into it. This is the second game between Radovan and MrMerlin. So MrMerlin now counter pick with France, the Swedes from Radovan, into this very large map. Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't like this pick from Merlin. I know that France is kind of his home, his I feel comfortable playing my bread and butter, but MrMerlin is also a bit of a Sweden player himself, and although he may be saving Sweden for another map, in this matchup, I don't really see France leading it too much. And now, obviously, disclaimer, I'm talking about at the lower, level kind of area. I think Sweden has better eco, better musketeers, and just a better time in general. I feel that France may have to up their micro game in terms of unit control or falconet, skirmishers, whether they want to go into skirmisher Musk or skirmisher Crassier or skirmisher Goon, I think is up to them, but I think skirms is a fundamental unit here from the France composition. Sweden can just go pure Carolines and maybe sprinkle in some Hackaplites here and there, or go Carolines into cannons. The leather cannons in H3, light gun carriages is a good shout, and failing that, could go Jaegers. There are gold mines in this map. There is a decent source of gold. It's wide, it's plenty of torping, so any of Sweden's compositions of Musk artillery, Musk with Jaegers, Musk with Cav, or Musk with more Musks, just Musks, can work. And I guess it's up to Merlin to see what composition Sweden's going for and how best to counteract it.
Yeah, I think the good thing about Sweden and to this map, the map is quite large, so it's really hard to be on top of all the mines. So
and the other thing as well is with a map like this, with 2 TPs at home, 2 TPs in the enemy's base, there's no chance of like a 4 TP mid-map full congestion. A lot of players actually think, oh, I've got 2 trading posts at home, so I have to go for Stagecoach. This is an amazing play. I've got plus 200 elo from this. Realizing that they're investing 400 resources for the trading post, 400 for the upgrades, for basically about 7 vils worth of eco. And you can say it's 7 vils versus eco, and if you put it onto resources, it is, but then you just give up your XP income, and it's good, but it's not great, is the short answer. And sometimes just a single training post, get that XP income here for the France, and just play just standard from here is also fine.
Yeah, fair. I think what Sweden is going to struggle with is this current gameplay, like we were saying before. So maybe having some dragoons and some cuirassiers to just complement the party. That could be really hard for Sweden to deal with, especially if you manage to get up in time. So going fancy with the trading post could be a very good option here. I totally agree with that. But it might give a little bit control for Sweden. So to age up as well with Carolean mass, but if you do have a nice mass of skirms, then it shouldn't really matter at the end of the day.
I don't mind if Merlin goes for Stagecoach income, but if he goes to Stagecoach, I want to see that he's skipping 700 woods and then letting the woods income from the trading posts kind of act as 700 woods. I want him to get up with decent tempo, and I would like to see MrMerlin at some point take middle map, take a tower, get some barracks down middle map, so you can basically hit the mines in the middle of the map, the 2 gold mines, as a key point, but then you use the outpost as a spawn shipment point for shipments, but also extra experience. It's 0.5 XP per second, and that's just that momentum we kind of wanted to keep going. MrMerlin currently on 2 shipments, about to get up to the next stage. I'm expecting a 4. This is what I'd do. I'd do 4 vil, 700 gold, take TP line, take Stagecoach on the 400, no barracks, no stable is age 2, and then just put the Stagecoach onto wood. Is how I'd go about it.
Yeah, I think we know what Sweden's going to be doing. So defensive outpost here, a very odd location, but I think he's just transitioning into torps now. There's no point of being aggressive for Sweden at all. But what's going to be really interesting is going to be what France going to be doing. So drop the barracks.
So one thing which Sweden could do is if with that outpost, they could send that outpost forward to take middle map, and they could send that Dominions card. I know it's just coming now, but they could send Dominions to mid map, so they can basically populate mines middle of the map instead of having to kind of build at home. What Radovan was doing a really good job of was only having like two torps per mine, but now he's got quite a few mines with all 3 or 4 torps, which is all fine, but essentially once a mine's 4 torps, you just do not mine it with vills. You have to leave it. You have to try and maximize the torp return, because some players they torp a mine and they keep on actually gathering from the same mine with the villagers, and it's just not constructively working with each other. It feels quite awkward. MrMerlin here needs to it's in base racks musketeers now. Yeah, this is kind of like the worst of all worlds here, because he's spending a lot of food into making musks. He's not really. He's sending 700 gold, which is usually your international queue for I'm going to age up quickly with momentum. There's a reason why if you're doing, let's say, the 5+ 10 semi, the card order is 4 vil, 700 wood, 700 gold. He's using the gold to make units instead of age. Just look at the floats that Merlin's got. I guess he's going to try and age up after 10 musks, but great. Sweden's trained 10 Karelians, and the whole idea is just basically null and void. We haven't achieved anything, and Sweden's boom is just going on. If this was mid barracks, I don't mind it, because it's at home. It's just taking a while.
Yeah, he's sending 700 wood, and now he's sending on top of that the ironworks. So very, very, like, he's already on 160 pop at this point, so he's almost fully torped.
Yeah. What we've seen at this ELO level, and this tournament in particular, is some civs, if you make mistakes, they get punished. Other civs, if you make mistakes, it's okay, you can come back. Now, the mistake that Merlin's making is on the kind of the former where it's really hurting him, but for Sweden, he's just trying to couple Karelians. He could have aged up by now, or he could have got a few more torps. It doesn't really matter. He's kind of all working in the same direction, but Merlin hasn't killed a unit with those musks yet, and we've got to check with him. Is he actually planning to age at this point? Because I don't quite know. Yeah, he's aging up now, but yeah, it's just minor card variations. We sent 700 wood first, so I feel fine. We've got quite a bit of wood left over. I assume he's going to go for a stable, maybe a second racks, 2 more houses. He hasn't indicated he wants a second trading post, and we'll just see how he goes. But I'd say advantage Radovan at this point.
Okay, both of them going for some treasures in the meanwhile. Yeah, that's a very sizable amount of Karelian so far, 17. Next shipment is going to be important. I think at this point, blueberries would be amazing.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely the card, and you can see the Radovan's here taking XP in the middle of the map. That treasure, that's 30 plus 115, I think. 115, yeah, 145 XP there, and that's just going to help him instantly get that first shipment in the next stage. He's going to age up now. So he's going to back off. He's going to age up. Vet Karelians sending 2 Falcons, and I saw MrMerlin going for veteran musketeers, and this is the kind of the Merlin we all know, the musketeer Falcon enjoyer player, and he's going for some more musketeers. Where it's not that the musketeers is bad, it's that we had the opportunity here to mix in some skirmishers with the musketeers. And I think that will be the good play here. Going pure musk Falcon is fine, but France Musk's Falk is just strictly worse than Sweden's Musk Falk, and MrMerlin will need to win a Falconet war to basically have a chance to clean up the fight and then inflict damage behind us. Because at the moment, Karelian's going to move in. I don't really like Radovan trying to defend these torps if he's aging up. He's got bigger fish to fry in a bit. They can always retorp it later. It's not critical. A bit of poking here and there, but I think he's realised that he just needs to buy time for his own Falconet shipment, which he's about to age up. I think he has now. Has he got a shipment? Ooh, no, he hasn't. Oh, he hasn't got a shipment. This is interesting.
Yeah, he sent ironworks as well, so that's why. But he's in a good position either way. I don't think going for the Torps is the best decision for MrMerlin right now. There we go. He decided to go for the base finally. But
there's defensive artillery foundry. Radovan's got one artillery piece being queued up, I think. Yep, he's going for Falconet. There's the Vet Karelians coming in behind. So the opportunity to fight H3 units versus H2 has gone. This little fight here will go in Radovan's favour in terms of muskets, but go back to the Falconets. Good trade. Radovan's lost its outpost, no big deal. He's going to lose a market, no big deal. It's just time delaying tactics here from Radovan saying, have this building. All this time, the eco for Sweden's still working. We're going to get some artillery out. Score is in lead of MrMerlin here. I think we'll find out after the fight who comes out on top behind this. We've got to see what Radovan's training properly. I think he's training at least 2 Falcons. Surely at least 2. Sell for 3, sell for 3. No.
yeah, that'll be good. That's good enough, though.
Yeah, he's sending 2 though, so a bit of long-range artillery exchanges, and I think he should be fine. Also, Minutemen as well, and maybe explore a buyback. Oh, look at this! Look at the position here. Great position here from Radovan.
Nice micro as well.
2 Falcons in a line. MrMerlin's was pathed out in between his own musketeers, so it's going to soon be 4-1, and Radovan will be pushing out on this one.
Gonna lose that for free. Oof. That's rough.
No, yeah, good point, well made. I was too engrossed into the game to realise that obvious fact, but no, pushing out with Falcons behind this. If the Falcons get into limbo mode, can Paul trick them along to catch up. Finally, we do see some skirmishes here from France's point of view. I'd like to see a batch of skirms earlier. Skirms could have moved in and started picking off musks from range. So the infantry mass here from France is still substantial. We just now need to go into Goldrins to deal with the Falcons. So you can identify that an artillery foundry here from Sweden's up. So this is when Sweden, big brain counterplays, thinks, right, I need some Goldrins to defend my own artillery.
Yeah, let's see what France is up to. Yeah, Goldrins are up. Single one though.
It's another big batch of musketeers, and at this point I don't know what the musketeers' role is. When we could have gone for skirms, because skirms do more damage, longer range and things. You already got enough musketeers for general siege and body blocking and anti-cavalry. And there's a nice little raid there from the cuirassiers, but that's going down. 2 culprits do come out, but nearly getting punished by the forward artillery foundry. They will turn and fight. Nearly bounce shots as well, but this being unblocked. The cannons moving in will pick them up. Both Colves going down. Actually, is the Colves going to try to get another kill? He does get another kill.
We need to spread.
Not on top, and that's
very nice.
And that's a clean.
Wow, nice.
Clean up R4, please. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Radovan needed to utilize the melee attack on the Karelians on top of that Culverin, bypass that 75% range resist, 280 HP base Culverin, protect his Falconets. The Falcons could have ripped through the remaining infantry there behind.
Yeah, he had a crit boy somehow. I don't know if he's trying to gather resources or it was a misclick. I do that a lot, so. Are you going for Torps now? That's the time we have to go and push back. Don't let him remass. At this time, it's okay, but I just don't love it.
I think it's absolutely fine here from MrMerlin. This is just it's getting XP from the kills. It's getting back map control, and I think from MrMerlin's point of view, he's got a shipment. He's going to spend a shipment. He's going to go for another batch of units. He's basically going to go for a time push on the shipment. Team at ranged infantry attack. What a great card to send at this moment in time. Buffs the skirms, buffs the musks, and absolutely fine. And it's just kind of a shame he used the 3 cuirassiers for raiding purposes. You felt there could have been potentially a bigger return elsewhere, but so far it's now that it's more that Merlin's in control here. It's how does he maximize the lead he's got without basically throwing it.
Right. I think at this point for Radovan is really rough. He lost so much artillery. If he had like a covering himself as well, it would have been clutch. Because that was no way MrMerlin would have stopped for Fox with maybe like a covering on top of that.
Kind of. It wasn't Radovan lost his artillery because he didn't have a cove in the field. There was opportunities for him to quickly close in the coves.
Yeah, true.
That was presented by Merlin. It's just that, just in the moments where it mattered, they just didn't have the right unit in the right placements. The best thing about Musks is when they get too close to their target, they automatically go into melee mode, which saves a lot of micro in some places.
Ooh, there's a lot of falconets over here.
Yeah, no, okay. That's just the perfect response. That is, isn't it? That's just great.
Yeah, I think MrMerlin came back to this beautifully. I mean, he used the coverings to the best of his ability in the position that they were in. It just looked really bad, and then suddenly, like, he managed to survive the 4 falconet push without losing much units, which is pretty impressive.
So we know MrMerlin's playstyle is Musk Falcon. I've already previously alluded to it. That's the playstyle I'm expecting to see across, and we will see a Sweden pick from MrMerlin at some points. But it's this meta of Musk Falk is, I guess, it's more DE time than RE, even though RE is still physically possible. Just players didn't play this style as well, so this is more of a meta shift. But let's say I was still PR24 on REEP, but this is not France. This is not how I play France, and even still in this game mode, this is probably how I would not play France in this matchup on the ladder. I'm just not used to the Musk Falk concept, I think.
Yeah, I guess Riddle would add some skirms for sure. He does have some. There's 13 of them. It does help, but
yeah. So how about this one? Instead of sending 3 Crassiers to Raiden, just imagining that was 1,000 woods, drop down an arsenal, counter infantry rifling, get some couple extra, maybe a house or 2, second TP into stagecoach as well. Your skirms doing 60 attack versus Carolines from range. Now that's the skirm goon enjoyer coming out. That's what it is.
Okay, so big fights happening here. We are into his defensive base still, but still 3 falconets alive, doing major work. He has to focus on the falcons.
Even the skirms behind, Musk's doing good damage up in close. It's essentially a lot of musketeers versus a lot of army which has specifically designed to counter musketeer. Now, if the army trades down even, that's fine. But the fundamental eco behind for France is untouched, undisturbed. Merlin's now actually sending refrigeration. He's absolutely well set in this game, and
I would go for cavalry combat, to be honest.
But where's his fucking cavalry, Caverna? Come on, open your eyes. Where's the cavalry?
Wow, he's transitioning into a skirm goon, I think.
Nah, that's just a 5 goon shipment. He hasn't got a stable. What cav?
Well, this is full of. Okay, so you want to introduce us to this next game? So we are Minas Gerais. That's the Brazilian map that I chose for us. So.
Oh, that's why. I was wondering why this is in the map, Paul.
Let's go.
If you think of maps people enjoy playing, this does not come to mind. Nobody cues into this map thinking, yes, I get to play on this map. It is not a standard map. It is very strange.
It is indeed.
Characteristics of this map, if I can say that word correctly, is that you only have one in-base mine which is protected, and the other mine is 40 town centre. There's not like there's a couple to the side. There's only one to the 40 town centre. If you lose control of that, you really are in trouble. Obviously, huge amounts of gold deposits on the far eastern side of the map, but I think players forget how important your initial resources are close to your base. Hunting situation is pretty good. Jesuits on the left-hand side, they have been buffed in recent patches, so it could be an interesting double conquistador strategy some players want to make, but I think the native TP is too close to enemy TC to take both of them, so options there. Short trading post route. I think treasures on this map are pretty bad. It's not like S tier treasures around. It's a couple
just
okay ones, but it's nothing special. It's just a very, very close, very aggressive map, and actually in this matchup, it's quite an aggressive matchup between these two civs. So it's going to play into that.
And lots of choke points as well, so it's very close, but it gives a little bit. It's not an easy path. It can just block very easily here.
Yeah, so with that trading line, you can't actually wall off your base from your opponent's base, which I think it's very important. You can also wall along the side, make it really awkward, but you can't specifically wall it up. And because that trading post line goes very close to the town center, you can kind of just walk down the line into the enemy's base if you need to get direct access to the TC. Matchup here: Spain versus Lakota. Spanish ideas is Rodoleros, skirmishers. Lakota's idea mainly is just rifle riders and some hand cav, I think.
So let me see if I got this right. So MrMerlin won last game, so he picked Spain in Radovan countering Lakota. Is that a thing? I thought Lakota would struggle against Spain.
Well, yes and no. It's because it's all gonna be on the rifle riders. I assume Radovan's got an idea of how he wants to play. Now, he does have 4 rifle, 5 rifle, 9 Wakina in the third age. I don't know what that.
Look at his deck. Look at his deck name.
Whoa! He's got a 1v1 standard deck name called Spain.
Wow!
Oh my god!
I'm telling you, he's prepared. This guy is so prepared.
I don't see any card here which isn't part of a normal deck.
Okay. What is that? North American trade. Villagers now earn extra coin while gathering natural resources. Interesting one.
No idea.
So it's you're gathering food and wood, and you're getting some trickles of coin, I guess.
Yeah, but it's very, very minor. So I don't actually know how much vil equivalent it is when you send on, let's say, 30 or 40 vils. But it's I feel that if Radovan can micro quite nicely and get, let's say, 10 rifle riders around and not lose them, he can do very, very well. MrMerlin will need to know that rifle riders are countered by skirmishers, but they're also countered by dragoons. Spain has access to dragoons. He may wish to train them at some point. I think some players forget, as Spain, you can train that unit because it's just drilled into you. Rifle arrows, pikes, and cav, and then maybe muscle skirm, but it's interesting. I don't think Lakota wants to go hand infantry aggressive age 2. Spanish have Rodoleros they can send in pivot to age 3. They can train dogs, Minutemen, Explorer Snare, and age up to 8 crossbows or 4 huts. It's just bad news if you rush Spain. So I expect an age 3 play.
The rifle riders, they counter heavy infantry and they counter dragoons, but they don't counter dragoons as well as the bow rider does, right? So it's sort of like a fair trade.
Sorry, say that question again. I was not listening.
The rifle riders, do they counter dragoons very well, or no? They don't. Okay.
Dragoons.
Oh, not at all. Okay.
Dragoons hard counter rifle riders. Rifle riders are heavy cavalry.
Oh, I thought you said that they counter dragoons. That's why I was a bit confused.
No.
Fair enough.
That's why Spain needs to go into dragoons, because rifle riders are countered by dragoons, but bow riders the bow riders for Lakota are just traditional dragoon style units, so they don't get countered by dragoons. So it's a very minute difference. But if MrMerlin realizes that, then the threat of rifle riders ripping through waves of Rodoleros is somewhat limited, and I've got no idea what MrMerlin's build order is, but he seems to be floating tons of resources. Tons of resources. What's gone on here?
Yeah, he's not gathering the crates. He's distracted here.
No, yeah, but he shouldn't have over floatage of like 500 food at this point. He's
not gathering the coin. That's why he's distracted. There we go. He finally realizes it and goes for it.
He's like, oh my god, Harris is casting my game. I gotta.
I got it. Oh gosh, I think also Jesuits would be amazing in this matchup against Lakota. This is such a good map for Spain as well, because if you got the Jesuits, you just can pop up those very good dragoons.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, when you get to the third age, you can just train veteran dragoons from your stable, or you can go native, build a native post, upgrade to veteran to train basically the same unit, but maybe a slightly better, like a very slightly better Dragoon, it's due to the
Yeah, that
damage, but
is a
it's not.
splash damage, and they have also bigger range resist, and also they're cheaper, but they have less HP and less damage. I like the descriptions; it just helps so much in comparison to Dragoon.
I think that's whoever designed that is understood their job for that, because I have a good knowledge of relative strengths between units and what their role is, but to a new person, if you're trying to describe what is the difference between a janissary and a musketeer, they wouldn't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
They just wouldn't know. It's hard to kind of evaluate that.
100%. And I think it would be nice for casters, like when you scroll over, should be nice. Maybe have a mod for this. When you scout over, you tell what the scout does. What's the politicians?
Come on, Caverna. We
Yeah,
can't
it's
have
nice.
this game on easy mode now. I mean, we got to separate the men from the boys. And the scout from Spain provides what on age up, Caverna?
The scout that's gonna give you 4 hussars. But
You do know.
But it would be nice to have for everybody. Just sometimes I don't know all saves, and if you're casting, it just helps.
Yeah, I must admit, it's quite funny listening to some players sometimes go Sergeant at Arms. What's Sergeant at Arms? Here you go. MrMerlin's already fallen into the trap. Rifle on the field. He's got Rodoleros. He's not trained skirmishers. Hasn't got Dragoon support. Calling in Falconets. What's the Falconets countering? And yeah, the Rifle is already on the Rodoleros. MrMerlin should realize this. He needs like different than the Falconet.
Yeah.
Skirms are being queued after veteran rods. I like that. Falcons can work as well. I don't really mind this, but like, I think MrMerlin's he's counting the Falcons in Spanish gold. That is a play. I like that.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I actually Spanish gold enjoyer myself. I know probably Shake would not enjoy this. Maybe Robroth. I have seen Robroth did it sometimes, but I do like that card so much. It just pay out on the long term.
It pays out, not as much as you think. Honestly, it feels like a great card, but it doesn't quite work out the way he wants it. And at the moment,
Yeah, it's basically 300 coin, but how many shipments you're gonna get? But the thing is Spain does get loads of shipments, so on the long term, you will surpass the 1,000 coin. But it isn't as great as you said. Like, it also has the tempo, the tempo killer. So you're getting some Axie Riders on the back as well.
So what's going to happen is the Axe Riders are going to bait the Rodoleros forward. Rodoleros will take on the Axe Riders, but they present themselves to the Rifle Riders. The Rifles will mow down the Rodoleros, and then reinforcing hand cav here from Lakota will move in to clean up said skirmishers. What Spain really needs is their dogs on the field. That's kind of a unit which isn't really counted by the Rifle Riders, I believe. I don't think. I think the dogs are hand infantry and pets, and they're not classed as heavy infantry, so they kind of can get to work. Let's say they can get to work, but this entire composition here is hard counted by goons, and that's our kind of golden ticket. If he's push. Oh no, don't push. You probably have better eco than Lakota. This is going to end terribly.
Yeah, he can snipe those Falconets very easily.
We need dogs, we need units. Hand cav left side, rifles right. To be fair, the placement here is not too bad actually in terms of units. Falcons have gone down quickly to the Rifle Riders, but the X-Riders will go down. There's enough scales behind. Rodoleros can move in. So, okay, Falcons have gone down, but that's no biggie. He does still get the Spanish gold.
Oh, they are spread out.
MrMerlin will pull trick. He's good at the pull tricking. He just needs to focus on the Rifle Riders. I think he realizes that the Rodoleros will get minced by the Rifles, even if they're forward to protect. They'll pull here from Lakota. Great play. There's heavy cavalry nearly down, so it's not the actual ends of the world here. And Merlin will back off. Things considered, it could have gone. I think Merlin should be happy with that, because the game could have ended there, but Merlin's actually come out alive and picked off a decent amount of units to lives to tell the tale, and might be thinking of getting more skirms out.
Yeah, I think it's not horrible. I know you lost your biggest shipment to the Falconet, but against Lakota, it wouldn't matter that much at this point. And I don't like to have Lakota having a big mass. So actually dwindling Lakota's mass, it just feels right. We now see some Wakina here from as a response to the skirms from Spain. I think that's a good response. I think a combination of these two guys would be very good, especially that the Falconets are gone now. That might work better against the Rod's skirm. So let's see what MrMerlin is up to.
Free shipment to send skirmishers. That deck is not great there from MrMerlin. No 1k wood and infantry combat. He's got 5 Hussar and 4 Lancers. Usually players either go for 5 Lancer, 5 Hussar, or 5 Lancer, 4 Lancer. Cav combat got Highlanders in as well, which it's not too bad. He's already got Skirm Mass. If he keeps the Skirm Mass protecting, this is fine. Another batch of Rodleros, and I'm already feeling that MrMerlin's now got the composition to deal with this. And if Merlin is aware that he has his hand infantry to protect, he could focus down with the skirms. I kind of just want Merlin to lose his Explorer, just buy it back straight away and get on that dog production, because they will also get boosted by hand infantry combat. And of course, Caverna TV here knows that archaic infantry combat boosts dogs stats as well.
I do not know that.
You know that.
Not at all. It doesn't even say here.
It says pikeman, rodler, and crossbowman attack and hit HP increase.
No dogs.
But it does though, because it's that card says hand infantry. I think in general.
Yeah, the dogs is
hand infantry, and that's dogs, and it's natives as well. It's a really poorly described card, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the things I don't like. Is secrets buffs. It's like they don't even know that the game doesn't even know that it does what it does. It's just odd that you don't report that it actually improves your dogs as well. You should have dogs there as well in the list. Anyways, is that enough rods to defend himself? He can siege though. He can really.
Now, I probably would have given you that answer if I thought about it, but
breastplate.
Breastplate on dogs works, of course, because they're hand infantry. Yeah, interesting. Bill's gone down. Heavy cavalry. Burrows moving behind. I think there's some Lakota on the other side of the map. Actually, they're out of place, but good right clicks here from Merlin, putting down some more units, and this is where the Spanish Gold Eco is really driving home the advantage there for Spain. I'm hoping Spain's got more than one production facility. He has. He might be looking to go into triple racks now. I think was that a triple racks or an arsenal? Artillery.
Oh, a foundry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Why not?
I think that's where he's gonna take his siege power from, and force. If he wants to force some engagement, that's the way to go probably, because then Lakota will have to respond to this, because now he's gonna have to some siege.
Just if MrMerlin had 1k wood and just started training petards, that'd be great. But it's not the case. It's just regular artillery.
Yeah, I guess petards are gonna have a lot of wood. You're gonna have to send 1,000 wood though, if you wanna do that. I think the coin's not the biggest issue for me when I do petards. Is the wood.
Although the artillery foundry is nice, I think I'd hope Merlin's looking at his resources, thinking, yeah, Mercs and yeah, Highland. What great play.
Highlanders, nice.
Yeah, this is great play. This is.
Okay, now Radovan trying to do some push of himself, so maybe some base trade here.
Yeah, but there's enough siege here from Merlin's point of view. There's nothing really siegey from Lakota, and there's no space for Lakota to siege down at home. I know Merlin's coming back. I can see across the mini map. It's not game losing doing that. It's fine. He's just. I think he's just feeling comfortable. He doesn't want to risk a base trade when he knows his army's better. The decision to go into more heavy infantry, which gets countered by Wakinas and the rifle riders, is absolutely fine, because he knows that the skirmishers will win, and he just needs to keep them covered from hands cavalry like the axe riders, and that's where the heavy infantry plays. This, though, chasing with Rodleros, that's been a bit too aggressive. You know, just keep all together, prod with the skirms. Rodleros only if the axe riders get tasty, but watch it, mate, watch it. But yeah, you can see that Merlin's just trying to zone off and control this, and Radovan's in the corner of the map. He's in a bit of trouble here.
Just his units are just too fast. I mean, Rodolero's trying to catch up with the Wakina, I guess, but you can't really lose the the Rodaleros. Just you really want to fight with the skirms, and you just keep your rods in the back.
Oh, so MrMerlin has officially lost where their armies went.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I didn't think that was possible, but it's happened.
No, he sees it.
Well, he does the Mother Nature.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's true. There we go. Okay, so a little bit of walling here. I don't hate this because that's where he was coming from all the time. So you're going blind with rods like that.
I don't like Merlin just charging so far forward with rod loads. That's asking to lose like 5 or 6 just for a little bit of engagement from Wakina's rifle riders, and you just lost like a 500 resources worth of units. But Radovan not offering to try and take him up on the offer. Again, skirms way behind the front line. The skirms need to be where the rods are, and the rods need to be where the skirms are. That's prime positioning. He's getting the skirms forward. He's got the heavy infantry back, and I think he realizes it. From Radovan's point of view, he does have a community plaza down, so he could dance for war. Could also go for warriors. Is he sending the dog soldier big button? Because that could be saving him. No.
Reviving. He has the war chief.
Ah, wow, this is awkward. So dog soldiers could be like that, very strong lancer base cavalry to save this. The Rodaleros push away the only hand cav really Radovan has. Now the skirmishers going to town. They're going to keep sieging the town centre. The town centre goes down behind it, or near enough soon. I mean, there's quite a few villas in there, but so far the economy here from Spain's still working, a bit challenging. Rifles move in, but good split fire there from the skirmishers. They're going to pick off the units. Axes will try and come on, but that's where the Highlanders are stationed. They're going to kill the Axe Riders quite comfortably behind this, and overall it's still balanced. The rods have actually gone down behind this, but now that the hand cavalry gone down, anything that the skirms touch is going to die, and Highlanders are still somewhat tanking. Ville's coming out to tank behind this. MrMerlin needs to ignore the villagers.
Go for the town center.
Yeah, I don't mind that. But he should be looking for the Rifle Rider pickups now. Rifle Rider kills, because here comes Axe Riders, and this is where any bit of cavalry or hand infantry here from MrMerlin saves him, including dogs. I've not yet seen a dog trained from Spain this game. He's getting back to the outpost, and the outpost should help him out clean the rest of this. He will lose a lot of skirms. But it's not. There's another Axe Rider shipment here from Lakota. That could be the 4-axe in age 2. But the rods are nearly coming out.
Yeah, decide to back out. I think he had a lot of villagers as well, pickups in there with 35 villagers for Spain, encountering of 28. So 7 villagers lost, plus he lost the town center, so he no longer making villages on this side. So
and no longer having access to potential for a huge dog soldier big button push. The amount of times that single-handedly wins game would soon get to the point of 7 dog soldiers, and they would, with the rifle riders, they would have won the game. But we haven't quite got to that point yet now. And he's still training units. I think he's just hoping for like a hero raid on the right side, or like catching vills in the coin mine. I think he actually might. He's just going to the gold mine, and this is absolutely fine play. Like, the coach himself is on his 2 extra mines. He's like, I'm out of in-base mine in my base. I wonder if the map is mirrored, and I wonder if he's on his extra mines. He should know that. He should go straight to it. But MrMerlin pulls back because his position was revealed.
So having to leave this area with his villagers. He's gonna push actually down to the TP now.
I think some players, not necessarily this ELO level, but like higher ELO levels, I think some players need to understand the concept of some maps are designed to be mirrored, some maps are designed to be very consistent in their spawning, some maps can be random. So this is an example of a mirrored map where everything on the left side of the map is mirrored. If there's a mine here, you know exactly where the other person's mine is. If you're pushing onto your 3rd mine, you know exactly, you can pinpoint, you can right click the exact point on the mini map in the darkness where the opponent's entire eco is, and that's where you should be raiding and driving your aggression later in the game. So I think that's the option.
Oh, that's huge.
It's the wall. It's the wall. It's 20 wood wall has just got all the village trapped. MrMerlin's a genius.
Oh god, that's huge. Without a town center now, that's game ending right here.
He's trying to build one on the right side. But you can see, because he's investing into getting the town centre down, his military is just falling off a little bit. He's calling the 3 dogs card, which I think for a longest time he should have had 3 dogs in for a while now. Is in terms of that card, potential. Radovan's like postulating for it. He wants to fight, but he doesn't want to fight. I don't think he ever wants to fight. Yeah, he doesn't want to fight. MrMerlin's just got way too much, and because it's only purely handicap here, right now, just go to town. And we'll push that back, and Morville's going down. Oh, I hate to say it, Radovan, but it might be time to think about hitting that button, mate.
Not the big one, but the resign one.
Yeah, that one. The one that you struggle to find from time to time.
Pretty much. Okay, now that the Color Soldiers are coming in with the Axie Riders, Wakina, we no longer have Rifle Riders anymore in the field, so...
Well, we're also about to take one of the biggest fights in the game, but there's no dance. Lakota's not dancing at all. There's no TP nearby to boost. Like we've got extra stuff on the table we're not using.
Oh, no nice pop. Nice pop.
Lakota actually gonna clean this?
I don't know. There's still plenty.
I'm embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
But he's on 15 villages. He can remass some back of this. I don't think it's a big deal.
Well, yeah, look at the score. Like, you can just remass. Oh, what a fight. What a great fight there for Lakota. It's not going to be enough to win the game. Unless MrMerlin has a blinder and hits the resign button himself.
No, he still has some rods left. He's actually managed to clean up anyways.
Yeah.
Computer says no. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome MrMerlin versus Radovan Game 4. So we do have MrMerlin as a winner from the previous game. So he does have to pick first. So we do have Sweden, that's his main squeeze right here, into Mongolia, getting that Mongol scout. And yes, counter pick with Mexico. So I wonder what the gameplay here for Mexico will be. Because he does want to counter Sweden. So is this going to be seeing something like maybe insurgents trying to get those torps? What's the idea behind this? We saw yesterday some nice gameplay with Mexico where we went to H3 and then we had the Yucatan insurgents gameplay and actually managed to take a win from France from carry, which was really, really impressive. I have never seen that build order before. We do have a lot of yaks on this map, and I think he kind of favored both of these guys because you can actually put the cows into the ascendas and you can also put the cows into the torps to be auto-gathered by torps. So I don't hate the picks.
I fully agree with absolutely everything you said. I haven't actually been listening. I need to duck out for about 2 minutes, but I'll leave you to take over.
Yeah, that's all fair. So we do have Radovan here going for 50 food treasure. Finds another cattle here. Okay, the thing is, I think MrMerlin is comfortable with this civilization, so I think it's going to be something that he's very, very familiar with all the counter systems. So even though he's being countered by Mexico here, I think he must have an idea of how he wants to play this. He's just probably going to do the same things that he does, Karolians and Leathers into an H3 gameplay. That's what I expect from Sweden here. But Mexico is really hard to be prepared for because you never know what they're going to come up with. José Joaquim de Moctezuma loses the yak for MrMerlin, the wizard. So let's see how much of the map they can see so far. That's MrMerlin point of view. Radovan's bites the dust. Bites the dust. Okay, he sees 70 wood, so I think he was going for that. So you can see his decks. So There it is. We had this card yesterday, which is the improves insurgents movement speed. That was the Yucatan insurgents gameplay that you saw. It's a very niche kind of. The Yucatan was very niche kind of way of playing Mexico. Because it's like if you only go insurgency, they have so much movement speed, and then they get this lasso, and they get the musket attack. So they become like insurgents become musketeers, and they just run really fast and can siege very well. So that was an interesting play. You also have the salteadores, so it might be some salteadores here. We do have the 5-4 reveals. I think when I was playing Mexico, that's the thing that I was enjoying doing the most. Is actually sending 5-4 reveals. But I had a TP. I'm not gonna lie, he's going for market instead. So loads of houses here. I think that is a. Is that a... I think once you revolt, you can get loads of insurgents the more houses you have. Is that what he's going for? Cathedral's being dropped down to his base.
Mande, presidente.
Okay, that's a very peculiar build order from Radovan, so you keep an eye on what he's up to. MrMerlin aging up now. I think he'd like to age up with Naturalist. Going for Governor this time. Oh, what is this? This build is definitely not Baja California. I don't think this is us. Welcome back. So we have a lot of houses here for Mexico. I think there's a card that you do get loads of insurgents the more houses you do. I think that's probably what he's going for.
It's only one per house, I think. It's either the insurgent or the XP, but it's not amazing. I was expecting Mexico to go straight into insurgents and Navajo riflemen, but he's going for the salteadores. He hasn't got Navajos in his deck. Oh no, what a shame. So broken.
I don't know what that gave him. I think that was the pikes. Yeah, he got pikes for every house he has. So now he has 60 insurgents.
Yeah, but he spent basically an extra 600 wood for like 6 pikes.
No, it's not great.
Wasn't exactly the trade, but yeah, this is why I don't like Mexico. It's just the pikes. You know, sometimes you know it's coming, but it comes in so fast. You just struggle to get your vision. Like, just if this was Germany, like Germany's only just got their stable racks up, and you can just punish it. Oh, the Dominion Torps!
No, this can go really badly here.
Where's the Minutemen here from MrMerlin?
We need Minutemen.
He's torping Finn's space. Oh.
Closing villages on the process as well. We do some salteadores.
Look at that. Radovan identifying the carrier's going to go straight onto it, and he's still working. Oh, he's now taken on the village explorer. It's a shame. He needs to kill the carriers and go straight to his torps. He knows the Dominion's gone north. He needs to chase them.
Yeah, that was a big mistake from him. I would definitely chase those torps. Way much better than taking an outpost here and some 5 Carolians.
So basically,
they kill all the cows at the same time.
Yeah,
that's a blunder.
So I mean, if Mexico here went Navajo riflemen instead of building an extra 5 houses, you have more skirmishers which kill vills. Like Merlin would be down like 5-6 vills at this point. Like, if it's not for the siege of the torps, the vill count would be low. And yeah, but actually, because he's gone for salteadores and overmade houses, he hasn't quite had that enough military to take that knockout punch, and Merlin is stabilizing, and I mean, I don't know if Mexico has got an eco behind this. I don't think he has.
No, he needs 700 wood. There we go. Okay, so let's see what Mexico is up to. It's just so many houses. Is it because he
hasn't even sent his livestock onto the hacienda? Why? Why are we not using our livestock?
Oh yeah, that one.
This
that should be on here.
Come on.
Yeah, it should be on the hacienda.
This is you can tell this is Caverna combat by
Caverna's casting, right?
No. Mexico has a building which, you know, works faster, more livestock on it. Also, Mexico don't send livestock on a livestock map. You know, it's just So you can tell that sometimes maybe it's playing a Civ for the tournament pick instead of actually playing a Civ because you know the Civ outright. I have a feeling that Radovan's planned Mexico as a counter pick to Sweden, but hasn't actually played Mexico enough to understand what Mexico does. But those 5 salty doors getting some good damage on the Carolines. That's good to see.
Yeah, at least he disrupted MrMerlin's plan big time. He had to send 3 cav first. And he really lost the outpost. I don't know if he sent. I don't think he sent the town militia just yet. So he still have that on the Levi. So he still have that going on for him. So, but it's getting picked up by Salteadoras now. That's a good comp for Mexico.
Oh, you have the most amazing pronunciations in the world. I love you, man.
What?
Yeah, so I know this guy called Levi. He's like a Minuteman in the town center.
Yeah, I didn't know he called Levi. I thought it was Tom Militia.
Levy.
I always.
Levy.
Oh, Levy. Okay.
Levy.
That's funny because my nephew, we call him Levi because that's the Brazilian name. But everybody call him Levi as British. So I just assumed that was the pronunciation.
Well, to be fair, like there's as far as I'm aware, there's nobody in the country called Levy. That'd be a stupid name.
Yeah, but it's with an I instead of a Y. Maybe that's why.
But actually, if we're getting more specific, levy is a verb. It's not actually a name. It's to levy something. I guess it's to like raise cheaply to amass units.
Oh! Got militia. I don't know why.
Has to be a misclick, or maybe a hotkey. Maybe it's hotkeyed under his TC.
Or maybe he wants to push in with ladders. Now he has no. He has to go forward. I mean, great damage from Mexico so far. He got his barracks. Now here we go. He's putting back, and he's 120 pops. It's not horrible. I mean,
yeah. I wish those ladstocks were in Hacienda, because at this point you could just send the fat ladstock back and you'd be eating fat cows and getting endless batches of 10 insurgents on the racks all the time, continuously. But that's not quite the case at the moment because of there not being. But he's got this cow. He aged it with cow. There's a cow there. Is that a semi-fattened cow? If a cow's ready to be eaten, gotta eat it, man. This is a tournament game. More you invest now. And MrMerlin's actually gonna get 2 Vil kills on a single Hussar.
Nice. Oh, he sees the Torps. He's going for it. That's gonna hurt.
How many units are sieging the top Torps? Because I think there's quite a lot of siege.
I think only one.
One insurgent. That's not gonna siege it, but at least he's got eyes on the Vils. That's interesting. Oh, he's just basically got one military unit on all the coin mines, and doesn't use the select all hotkey or controllable military units, which is my massive downfall.
I think he's just like doing some over time. They will go down. So
yeah, over time. Yeah.
And he wants to try to keep his mass near, so he can take this torp, and he wants to sort of contest military wise. He's got a nice skirm mass here, so it's some sort of skirm pike comp.
I think Mexico's still only on one military building, which is a bit of a... there we go, nice revolt.
That's flexing.
So he's gone for the Central America revolt and could call 2 Culvers card 1, could go for a Falconet, could train Falconets, could just send in 700 gold and train Falcons. It's not a bad shout. Delayed revolt's so good. He doesn't need to fight this. He's thinking of, he doesn't need to fight this. He doesn't need to fight it. He's got all his cows back at home as well. So I just want those pikemen to run around and start sieging Torps. He's going to go in. Soldads move forward actually. They do massive damage. And they're not being targeted down by the cannons. Cannons go onto the skirmishers. Pike's going to raid. He's doing a decent job focusing down the levers behind this, but is it the levers doing the damage or the Carolines? Looks like all the levers do go down in the end. And a healthy mass of skirmers behind to pick up the pieces. We haven't quite got the siege presence now from our pikemen out on the map, which I think Radovan really wants to get back. He does have a second Rex now, so he can train. He's going into Soldado and into the Revolutionary, but it's still I'm still looking for some of those pikes to actually start seeing torps on the map, because he knows there's torps out there. He knows he can do it. Just want him to kind of
Got you now.
move it.
Yeah, he just has so much damage to the Sweden economy. I don't think he can recover that much well, especially because now we're gonna come with Falconets with 1,000 coin being shipped.
This is also a thing why the delayed Mexico revolt's so strong. You get to resend in 700 gold if you already sent it or not sent it, but with a decent eco, he's already got the housing infrastructure down because of that pike tech he wanted to try and do, which didn't quite work out, but it's fine. He's got the artillery foundry. Radovan's going to train 4 Falcons. Radovan's going to push out with 4 Falconets, and he's just going to march Musketeer Falk straight into Merlin's base, and Merlin won't have enough to do with it. Like, to deal with Soldados in this age, it's actually tough in its own right, but to deal with Falconets is a whole new level.
And 11 Salteadores.
As Lion would say. And that saying makes no sense. A kettle of fish. I guess a kettle is a container, not actually like a kettle like you boil for cups of tea, but who knows, maybe Lion puts actual fish in his kettle and boils them up to have goldfish flavoured cups of tea, who knows.
Okay, so you're getting some Hussars now for Sweden. I don't hate it, because we do have a lot of Salteadores, but the Soldados are so strong against...
I hate it. If Merlin knows, Merlin should be aware that the Central America Revolt gives you access to artillery and revolutionaries. So revolutionaries, muskets, artillery, falconets. Essentially, leather cannons is kind of what you want. Mass leather cannons is how you best deal with this.
Oh gosh.
Your own, but Falc's going to unpack. This is going to be unholy. We're going to see scenes of destruction here. And Huss will come in, but Soldados do 75 attack in melee versus Huss. They are godly, and the revolutionaries do double damage in range attack versus Huss.
75.
Hussars just won't get close, unfortunately. They just won't get close.
They're so beefy as well, 300 HP. At this stage in the game is just so hard to deal with. And he's on 42 villages at this stage of the game, where he managed to keep Sweden in H2. I don't think how he can come back from this.
I can imagine. I could not quite happily. I could see myself losing to Radovan on the ladder. Just play my own game, and he plays Mexico and turns up with a well-executed build. It's looking pretty strong, and it's the knowledge of realizing that okay, staying H2 is working, but he identified here that the winning move was to revolt and have access to artillery to cover his falconet. The Hussars come in, but they're not even going to make contact with the Falcons because of position drag box. The melee Soldados, the Huss are just falling over. The infantry moving in. The left cannons do some decent damage from range, but it's not enough. The economy in favor of Mexico. Well played. That's the game there for Radovan. We 2-all after 4th game, it looks like.
Okay, so we do have a win from Mexico. So let's start with Radovan, because he won the last game. So let's go. So here's the 5th game. We are on Saguenay. We have Radovan picking with the Haudnoshoni. So there we go. You see the dock going there, going up with that Travoy. And we have a counter pick with the Brits for MrMerlin. So these guys cannot repeat so far. So I think on the next match we might be seeing some repeats, but so far no repeats. And what do you think about this matchup?
Well, it looks like MrMerlin's going to go Musk Falk again. He went Musk Falk with France. He tried to Musk Falk with Sweden. He's going Musk Falk with the Brits. He tried to do something with Ottoman. I don't know what he was trying to do. That just fell apart. That was not a pretty watch. But this is what Brits are up to. It's interesting because in this matchup, I feel that the Brits should be quite happy with whatever. We were on the subject of walling and defensive play. Brits do have a lot of manor houses, quite high HP walling. Path is an issue. They got long range longbows, can do very well versus Aena. They win that war. Aenas don't have any bonuses versus longbows, so their 2x multiplier versus heavy infantry is not really a factor. So I think age 2 fighting is Brit favoured. Hohenstein is going water. He's got the dock down the northern side, as we expect. I'm expecting MrMerlin to have a deck with a water card in it, but he's taking a deck with
land.
no water. Hessian Jaegers age 3 instead of a frigate and 2 bells in age 2. My disappointment is immeasurable, Caverna.
Yeah, picking a land deck here is definitely a mistake.
I feel the thing is with MrMerlin. So this is just people having fun playing the game, blah blah blah. But if MrMerlin was to say, right, this is the matchup. Radovan, can I have 2 minutes just to quickly chat to somebody about this matchup on this map? And if I was chatting to MrMerlin about this matchup, I'd say, well, that Hohenstein are going to drop a dock in H1 onto the water. That's like 90% of what you do. Yes, they could drop a farm for the sheeps to try and fatten and play that way, but that's exactly kind of what Radovan wants to do. Therefore, you should have a deck with at least 2 caravels in case the water boom gets a bit too spicy for MrMerlin. But the thing is, it's not a full water send, I think, from Radovan. It's just supplementary eco, so he could be fine. He does have the privilege. That's a great card. That is, all native civs have that, but it's the having the opportunity later on if he wanted to do so. But I don't think that's going to be game defining.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna go into an H3. I think if he goes heavy on water in H2, he's probably might pay some. You see some H2 gameplay from both of these guys. Oh, can see there's an Elk right on top of 80 XP here. So aging up with the messenger.
Wait, was that a female voice I heard?
Yeah, it is female. Whippoorwill. Hey. Onahote.
Alright. Don't get too excited. You have played the campaign, right?
I have not. I don't play.
The amount of people who have not played the campaign really frustrates me. And I understand some of the missions in the campaign aren't exactly top tier, but you physically cannot play Malta without having either Morgan Black or Elaine Magnum as your explorers. It's just physically impossible to go for the standard Grandmaster generic out. It has to be one of the campaign characters. The whole reason why I played Malta instead of Italy is because not the playstyle of the Civ, is just it's the campaign Civ, and then I enjoyed the playstyle of the Civ. But that's besides the point.
I just don't enjoy the single play from RTS games. It's not my thing.
Yeah, but single player, you don't lose as often.
That's fair.
And I've seen some Caverna streams. I've seen some score lines of Caverna 3, opponents 21 in like an 8-hour stream before. Like, you've been to the walls and back. Like, if anybody deserves a little bit of a break in the game and a bit of an easy time, it's you, Caverna. It's you.
For sure, man. I can't disagree with that. You got some raids here of Candy Horsemen.
So here from MrMerlin, I think there's points to be made is the placement of the market in the racks could be a little bit more forward, a bit more jointed together. The walling of buildings is important. It's not too important. Having the fact that he's got TT fire, outpost fire, Musk's mean train's pretty good behind this, and I'm sure he's got a unit shipment to send behind after this. But if he had a little bit of a wall in front, the cab would be hard to path. Gives him range for longbows to shoot from behind, and gives him more security. A big open hole in the front of the base is asking for just 1 or 2 cav just to get in there and instantly hit the longbows, killing quite a lot, distracting fire, and it's just the most minor details can have the most major differences in a fight like this. And it looks like Eero is just going all in aggression, and I did see Merlin send in some units. He's sending the longbows behind this, but I hope he's got enough coin for Minutemen, because he calls Minutemen now would be a great decision.
Yeah, I don't know. If I play Haudenosaunee in a map like this, if I see like MrMerlin's deck, I would have been baking boats by now. He finally decided to do some of that water booming. But like you said, he started really, really aggressive, and now decided to go into some economy.
Yeah, let's look at Merlin's point of view. Has he trained? I think he just trained 2 longbows there actually. So some of the economy isn't quite. I think it's not quite working together yet. I have seen for Iro who's trained a couple more fishing boats, but he's gone pretty aggressive and is now trained fishing boats. So it's not plans not coherent. Merlin's he's not got any anti-cav here. This is dear. Yeah, oh no. Merlin run back, build manor houses, and just sit under the town centre. Run to the outpost. This could be bait. This could be bait of the series. Look at this bait, getting low HP cannons underneath the outpost, and yeah, pretty much all the cavalry's gone down for the 3 musket exchanges. Not too bad. Merlin's getting some more muskets behind this. All the villagers are working behind, but Merlin's already looking very pressed. Like, he's looking very pressed. He kind of needs the musketeers, yeah. And he calls them in. Can't really not. Might be able to cancel and get away with Sandra Wood now, but this is an example where you might want to consider building a wall.
It's been very hard for Haudenosaunee to deal with the wall as well. It does have some tomahawks, but especially that he goes for Aina, wall would be great for him. And he does cancel and goes for wood.
Yeah, which is fine. Actually, having another batch of longbows under building fire should be actually a good defensive hold here from MrMerlin. He does that. The long range really starting to kick in, and he outranges the Aena by 4 range. The Aenas have no bonuses versus longbows, so longbows utterly destroy Aenas, and I think this is going to be the theme as the game goes on in Age 2, but I want to show you at some point they're going to have to mix in that hand cab, but the hand cab there for Aero costs quite a bit of wood as well, so that'd be strange. Here's an interesting one.
Yeah, Aina Kena is kind of easy to keep up.
I'm genuinely surprised that canyons still cost wood in this game. Like, many things have changed, and they've tried to change Aero with most ridiculous changes, like the machine gun firing Aenas, but yet Canyon Horsemen still cost food and wood. That has never made sense to me.
Yeah, it does help, especially if you're doing some water gameplay. It just works so well. You
don't want canyons costing wood though. That's the thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. If it costs coin, your macro would be completely different. So you wouldn't be able to spawn them this early in the game. So it seems like it is intended that they want them to have this pressure.
Oh, look at the manor houses with the villagers being produced. Merlin hasn't quite got the APM down with the shift clicking of the houses. That's one thing you know straight when you're playing Brit. It's like, oh, actually, you're constantly having to flex and constantly having to work those muscle memory. Have we got Minutemen being called by MrMerlin? I'd like to see if he has. Big batch of cavalry here from Radovan coming from behind. Muskets have been caught behind. It's not too bad. It does have TC fire, outpost fires. Hoping the break goes behind this. The initial fire's not too bad. The Explorer does go down. Minutemen being called, and muskets being sent as well. Should be a good hold, and actually, rather than staying a bit too long, he does have reinforcement cab coming from behind. But all things go considered, that's a decent hold there from the Brits. Musk's going to come back in, but they're going to get forced away by that Musk play. Minutemen will mop up the remaining ANs, and yeah. Turns out the best way to play Brit is to look vulnerable, bend over, and then when Iro turns up, pull out a shotgun and go surprise, because that's what happened there.
Yeah, that was pretty good defense. However, we do need these hunts. We also have another hunt on top of here. He managed to get the other one there, and after that, he's gonna have to leave. Yeah, that's a good herd in here.
Oh no, Merlin's just clicked the 700 food button here for Brits. That's not what he wants to send.
700 coin would be better. Get some hus.
Yeah, he hasn't got anything else to send. That's not. He hasn't got the 4-vil card. Oh, yeah. He's expecting 5-vil to stay in his deck, but it's removed. So he's like, where's my 5-vil card gone?
That could be it.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
24, 25, yeah. Okay, let's look at Radovan here. He's on 11 boats.
He's on 43 vils, or 30 vils plus 11 fishing boats. How many vils is on MrMerlin on?
Let's see.
Ready.
They've basically got the same eco behind this. Close. Yeah. Merlin's eco might be just edging due to European upgrades and not having fishing boats instead. But it's pretty close. I really like this composition here from Iro of Aena Cav. It's like the German Skirm Ulan, but like it's just as soon as the Musks move forwards to deal with the cavalry longbows, they get shredded by the Aenas. And this fight, it looks to be almost dire there from Brits' point of view. And finally, the stable comes down here for the Brits. Gonna go for the Hussars. He's got so much food now from that shipment. Just imagine if that was gold. You could train in batches of 5 Hussars, batch of muskets.
I think his idea behind it is like he had to get that hunt in, and he was putting his military forward so he could actually herd that in, which is kind of clever. If that was he was going for. That's why he sent 700 food first, because he needed the influx. Now he can put all his villagers on coin, and he does manage to get a 5 batch of Huss. He'll be able to deal with the Kenya. So Radovan.
Tell you what, MrMerlin Kav also needs is a bit of a weird one. He might need a little bit of pikeman action. Pike Huss on top of basically Huss Skirm compositions actually works really nicely. Just everything is doing some sort of damage, but as soon as the pikemen touch cavalry, they're trading so effectively, so effectively, and the Hussars kind of absorb the arrow fire from the Enas just because of you can't really micro to that level. Minutemen have already been called, so you can't really get a massive pick, but the Explorer comes up. Maybe shotgun ability will come off. That'll do massive damage. It could kill 3 Minutemen as well. Us do come out, pop wrong side. Musketeers go into melee mode. You need to get to melee mode behind this. Longbows are trying to do as much damage as possible, but the damage hit from the Enas, I think, is going to be too good. There's good damage onto the Musketeers. The Hussars do get in now, so it actually has more than 5. I must have had 5 hiding else on the map array, so it's not too bad of a fight here for Brits. I thought it was just a 5 Huss defense, but a 10 Huss defense, and that should be enough. So, well played there for this defense. The game is likely to continue, actually.
Wow.
It's going to end right now, so we're going to progress, and I think Radovan will keep on moving into the water.
Yeah, shipping 700 coin now. He's going to be able to do massive batches now. He does have all the herds now. You should be okay. You're also getting this one sneaking in as well.
170 mana pop as well, and this is actually pretty decent gameplay from both players. You can see why they're in the finals. Well, I say that now. He's moving out into the open.
Oh gosh.
He's just got the coin shipment coming out just at the wrong time. He should have just enough units to again trade, but he won't be able to push any further. He will lose the army, but I think all that cav will go down and a couple of tomahawks behind, but he just needs to kind of have enough food to kind of mass the remassive units on the gold shipment as well, which he's only got 2 production facilities, so it's going to be quite tough, and no one's actually picking up that gold, which he kind of needs pretty quick before that gets uncontestable due to the infantry underneath it. Yeah, those tomahawks they're hurling those axes a long way, aren't they? Those men are jacked.
Yeah, they're a good mass of 15.
Merlin needs it back, but he can't like try and be sneaky and trade, because as soon as they get in range, he just loses the musks and yeah, well, yeah, this isn't exactly great anymore. You see that opening in the front of the base? It's just prime time drive through at the moment here into Brit's base, and longbows will come up uncontested. Another batch of cav there from Iro. That will seal the deal, especially if that goes on to hunts. But so far, been pretty good. There's so many deals out on the map. I'm sure Iro's aware that Brits usually take the map for resources, so there's a lot of vulnerabilities. Will he stay in the town centre, or will he move out? I think he's just taking down barracks. Hasn't quite got the siege for that. I'd like to think he's moving on because he's realised that there's other places to hit. And he's getting out. He wants to get out there, but he's not getting out of there. He's just standing in between the 2 buildings doing damage for damage's sake. But, oh well.
He doesn't want him to gather the coin, I think. But he's taking so much down center fire, though.
Yeah, good point.
20 villagers are idling, though. We could put them on a coin here. you just gotta keep then units moving. But it's just like constant pressure from Radovan, like sending units, sending upgrades. Now he already sent conservative tactics, and now sending the warrior tactics as well.
And still has another upgrade card for the infantry. Like
yeah.
Hero Age 2 Prolonged can work out quite nicely, and I'm surprised. Well, you just look at Hero's economy, 61 vills. Oh, that's pretty good. None of the fishing boats on gold because it doesn't need it. I hope he's got a guild net. See if let's look at a fishing boat with a dock. And he's got a guild net. It's no long lines. I'll forgive him for that one. I'll forgive him.
Minutemen now being called.
Oh, Minutemen's already been called already. What? Oh, it's Big Minutemen. CM Big Button.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's very expensive. That's very expensive. And in this situation, he's not cleaning up the army and like able to bounce back from it. It's just not worth it. Well, I mean, he hasn't got much choice. Is the short answer.
That's it.
Much choice. Yeah.
And he has to do Cav against Tomahawks now at this point. It's rough.
The problem is that Merlin's got less eco, and most of that eco, half that eco is built up, and those Cav, they're hunting, they're looking for vills. That is the play, and I feel like we're about to see the beginning of the end here, Mr. Caverna. I just see the strangulation here of Merlin and the Brits play in general. Getting some more barracks up in time, but it's just some of those villas are now being scouted on the southern side, and Radovan will start turning his attention outside of the base.
Yeah, the Tomahawk switch was good. He just had a good economy. He could just come back. Imagine if MrMerlin had 2 caravels there to contest all that water. Would have been a completely different game. Of course, they have the Bucharets they could have sent, but that's 500 coin from Radovan to send that card there. Is it Bucharet or something like that?
The Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Yeah, the Buccaneers is nice.
I will turn you into a fine British fellow soon enough.
Well, it's looking grim. We are 14 Tomahawks, 24 total. And we have 12. It's just too many mass. It's just going to be impossible to come back from this. Now we're sending now the Warrior attack. 15% damage for Tomahawks. And yeah, that town center is going to go down now.
Ready.
Okay, we able to contest some of this canyon here. I don't think also MrMerlin's deck is like really like H2 gameplay. You can see that he doesn't have 600 coin. He doesn't have the 3 hus. I don't think he wanted to stay in H2 for very long. Yeah, this should be over very soon. There we go.
And then try and conquer pretty much all of Europe just for some Northern London bitch boy, just call it Travois later in the 21st century, did he? And no.
Okay, so I think we are ready to start this. So let's go. This is Hungarian Plains. Radovan versus MrMerlin. MrMerlin countering Mexico with France this time. There we go. Quickly going for that 30-foot treasure and ignoring the treasure and going straight to the TP, making Harrison proud here.
I like it. I think sometimes it's the little details here which add up, especially with France building train posts faster with the Explorer. So there's good potential for an extra early XP pass.
Not quick enough.
Nah, it'll come back again. It's quite a short route, so it doesn't really matter in this one, but...
So both of them going for a TP this time.
Slow Peach calling me out for calling the Haudenosaunee the hero. That's just old habits. Sometimes it's voluntary, sometimes it generally is involuntary. But if it makes you feel better, I'll just call it the Haudenosaunee for you. But
yeah,
this day is the Mexicanes.
That's racist, Harrison.
Well, Houdinese.
Idol. Too much history right there.
I can get the suits of Lakota, but like surely like Iroquois is like just like bread and butter. Like it's, I guess it's the Iroquois Confederation, and the Houdinese is a tribe in Iroquois. I don't know. I don't know. But we've got a deck called Sudanese. We're not going to see any Sudanese here, but he is going to go for the 3-Vil Hacienda card first. He doesn't have Navajo Rifleman. It's the same deck as last game. I'm expecting the same things here from Mexican of taking Midnight with Hacienda. Uncontrollable, cannot stop it. There's also MrMerlin to defend. Does he defend with musks or does he defend with crossbows? I think the answer here will probably be better if he does crossbows due to reduced range from the Salteadors. Crossbow musk? Honestly, I don't really know, actually. But at least from France's point of view, all his eco is in his base. He's not trying to spread out on the map with torps, which also means he can fight with villagers. And rather than thinking that potential villagers disrupting his pike push, he's just going to go home Hacienda in base, which is caught me by surprise a little bit, I must say that. And does this instantaneously tell us that he's got a second Hacienda?
What?
Oh, he's not going aggressive. He's looking to do some sort of pivot. I assume he's aged up the card, which gives you 2 Vils per Hacienda, but he hasn't got land grab in deck either. So I'm interested to. So yeah, his deck's called Sudanese, which
I don't know what that means.
Basically, if he allows with the Sudanese TP, he can call 2 Builder Travois wagons to build 2 Haciendas. So that's where that idea comes from. But you know, there's no Sudanese here. It's just Habsburg and Wettin possibly, or Habsburg and Jagiellons. I don't really know the play behind this.
I don't like the single Hacienda card being sent. Yeah, you have a card that gives you 2 villagers per Hacienda, but that's 2 villagers you're sending right now. Yeah, you do get an extra shipment or age 1 because of the TP, but I just don't like it. I'd rather you send 5 vils, 4 vils.
Right, hang on a minute.
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Can you quickly go to Merlin's point of view and click a building? I'm having a mental breakdown here. Since when did buildings have 20% siege resist? Is that a UI bug? Surely not.
What? Where do you see that? Oh yeah.
Resistance, 20% siege resist, but like
wow.
A Falconet does like 200 damage per building. It's always a flat 200. So
every building has 20% range resist, and
they don't resist siege though. That's the I don't know. I have no idea.
That's funny. So aging up with the Quartermaster.
I think I'm having a little bit of a mare moment there. Yeah, Crabgot saying it's always there. I just never noticed it, but it is not a thing. Interesting.
Yeah,
sorry.
Just make your HP bigger. Just increase the HP of the buildings. Why you want to put armor into buildings? Just doesn't make sense to me.
No, but isn't it? Because look at Merlin's market. They've got no armor there. But if you look at Mexico's with the Mexican player, if you click his market, it's just a UI bug.
It was a bug, yeah. Okay, that's fair.
I knew I was having a mental.
Was it Mother Nature? No, it wasn't. It was a bug.
It was a bug.
Okay, okay. Guys, still traps. He's just sending the. He's making pikes. Okay, I wonder why he's making pikes against France. Maybe expecting some cav raids. Yeah. That is probably coming.
Merlin is starting cav, which. I don't overly like. So you know that pikes are one of Mexico's strongest units. Will go for the Soldado or the Chinaca, the hand cav from Mexico has multipliers as the heavy cavalry. So there are some cities where you can make huts against, and there's some cities where you just don't. And one of them is Mexico. Another is Hausa with the javelin riders. Another one traditionally is Lakota with their bow riders. So going for Hus, but then again. What I do like about MrMerlin's play is he can see the infantry and he can just run away. It's essentially what Merlin's doing is just trying to play this as standard as possible without having to worry about some of the minute details and just worries about his own gameplay, and then thinks that if the game goes later, he can then outplay Radovan. Interesting to note, Radovan sent the Hacienda card, which spawned 2 vills per Hacienda, but he's only got 2 at the moment, so I don't really know what his play, if he's trying to chop for a 3rd or send through the home city. I don't really know what's the build order theory behind this is.
It's a Hacienda plus 2/3 of a villager. Yeah, I don't see the point. But there we go. He's sending South insurgents upgrades. 5% speed movement and 15% damage. So
Pike combat this early.
yeah, it's just very odd. I think he's expecting a big pressure with Cav, and probably he's not gonna do any dragoons, I suppose.
Even still though, like you don't want to send an upgrade card too early when something like sending like 10 pikemen have so much more impact on the game itself, and 15% attack is not overly that large. It's okay. Okay, the extra speed's actually quite nice. But he's got some pike siege in the train post. He's got some on explorer. But the rest of his villagers are still exposed to the hussars. I think he's lost 1 or 2 vills already so far. So, it's not overly terrible that decision. But he's still it's slower than the cavalry, so the cavalry can step. I don't know why Merlin's chasing the cavalry, chasing those pikes with his cavalry though. That's not. Yes, you can exchange your huss, but not for nothing. At least save them around maybe for Vill raids. Rather than get onto the TP, we'll get that down. He's looking to age behind. And we're going to see some non-traditional age-free Mexican play.
I think he's gonna do Yucatan. The Yucatan, we seen that yesterday. It sounds like we're doing something like that.
Oh, is that the revolt which gives the insurgents a pistol attack?
Correct. That sounds like it.
Oh God! What was he doing? He's sending advanced arsenal.
Wow, that's interesting. So he's gonna actually make them these units very strong.
How has Radovan gone from playing godly Mexico into Merlin Sweden to then just dropping 300 elo? It has to be a misplay. This could be 2 Falcons in the next age. This could be saving it for the Yucatan Hacienda card, maybe. Or he could. I don't know which way he's aging up to the 3rd age, but there's a politician which gives you a Chinako for every card you send. So, it could be like an 8 Chinako card. But we're sending an advanced arsenal when.
I just wish that the Archivist Arsenal give you a Arsenal wagon as well. Look at USA, you have all the upgrades for free, and you get absolutely nothing from other civs. I think that should be at least give you a wagon.
Yeah, but what I would say that if the problem is then that then it becomes a good card, and
well, USA gets all the upgrades for free.
Yeah, but that's just card creep. And if we give General Advanced Arsenal an Arsenal, that's just card creep on European. Everything gets. Some point you're going to see Spain get a 6 Vill card in Age 2. Let's say you're not going to have 4 Vills anymore. You can get 6 Vills. It's just going to happen at some point. Card creep. For $2 a month, you can sponsor Age of Empires 3 to avoid card creep from the game.
There we go. I like this gameplay from France.
We now need some Falcons. We need some hand cap here from Mexico because the skirms are turning up and they are looking to feast on some farm boys.
A misplay here from MrMerlin.
I'm not too worried. There's a raid back in Merlin's base. Let's have a look at that top left. Quite a lot of vills being pushed away. That's buying time, and those boys can get out of there, run away from these skirms. Don't want to stay any longer in front of those skirmishes. Need to get out of there. MrMerlin calling in Falconets, which is quite immobile. Musk's been trained behind, and Radovan's lost a lot of pikemen. I really want to see a Chinako insurgent combination here from Radovan. Radovan going for hand infantry combat, I believe. Insurgent
Making surgeons stronger and working out on the revolt. Send the villagers card as well.
I get the idea of working to a goal, but the thing is, having one unit combos is inherently always bad. We've got MrMerlin with Skirm, Goon, and Falconet. We've got flexibility, siege, in killing lots of stuff. 10 hand cav right now here from Radovan. If he makes 5, sends 5, or sends 7 or 8 from the home city through that specific agent politician, wipes the floor of that army. The hand cav and the hand infantry combination in general is a very strong combination, and there's potential there. But the thing is, okay, the revolts happen, but he's not getting stuff immediately from this. He's sending, again, another upgrade card, but he hasn't actually got that many units to upgrade. They look on paper strong, but they're just... I worry, but he's just going to take this fight head on. He's just going to lose it.
No, he cannot take a fight, but he can go into his base and just siege everything. That's what he should be doing. He can engage with the Falconets. He just can't deal with this. And trading base is probably bad for France. That's the thing. And that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go to his base. He's not gonna engage. He's gonna go for villagers. Gonna go for buildings. And these guys now quite fast. They are on 5.7 speed. They literally.
Yeah, he hasn't quite researched military drummers, is he? Though he sent advanced arsenal. He hasn't used it yet.
Not yet. No. Yeah.
That advanced arsenal could be better tempo in other shipments. He could be sending in 2 haciendas at this point, or he could be sending in a factory. He could be sending in the.
Right.
This is why I was cringing at advanced arsenal, because I get it. You need to send it in before you revolt, otherwise you don't have access to it. But sometimes tempo is so much better than the long-term implications.
He also has this card that he basically revolts all his villagers into insurgents as well.
Don't do that button. Don't do that.
No, it's a bad one.
You regret that.
I think so too. The Falconets are closing in.
Yes.
But he's not gonna be able to snare this. The cav is too far away. Nice volley. Beautiful. Looking pretty good for MrMerlin right there.
Yeah, that's brutal to see. That's just taking the eye off the prize of the control just a little bit. Oh, I could have avoided that.
But he's gonna keep MrMerlin moving around, and it's gonna become really hard for him to push. I think what he should have been doing is putting his villagers in the middle of the map.
He's just looking to constantly, but like, it's just dragoons can keep taking shots. As soon as they get in the range of the skirmishers, they're just losing so much. And if the skirms have a counter infantry rifle, and I think a skirm will 3-shot kill a insurgent instead of like 4 or 5. Might pick up the Falcons though. This is gonna be close. They go for a special attack on the lasso onto the Falcons, slows them down, I believe. Unless that's the bonus. Some raids on the top left, but actually trying to catch the Falcons.
It's a massacre.
What a micro play for MrMerlin.
Well played.
Used to unpack his Falconets. He kept them moving around that way, actually minimized the amount of times the insurgents were actually in combat with Falconets. That micro from MrMerlin. Take a bow. Take a bow. That was good.
That was pretty good. Almost slows the Falcon, but still he can't deal with the Falcon. And MrMerlin can make more of them. He has the economy for it. I think another gameplay he can actually do is put his villagers right in the middle where he can quickly go and defend. So he can leave his base a little bit more in peace.
Basically, MrMerlin needs to have blunderbuss on his villagers, and he may actually want to pull the villagers with him to the enemy base, just to gather that gold mine right in front of it, just to keep everything together. You said there's a high risk of being run around. We've always seen that. MrMerlin's experienced it. He's got his push forward. Now, rather than going back, what MrMerlin needs to do is stay going forward. His eco is forward as well. Some skirms going back to intercept, which is a nice little play. We'll pick up some... Why the hell are there some Hulkins out? They're terrible. What? Why would you do that?
Yeah, it's the Mayan allies, I think.
Unfortunately, MrMerlin's not putting his units with him, and with his vills, they're at risk of just basically getting surrounded in the polite terms. I mean, they are hunting, they're being useful. MrMerlin sees the enemy there. But they just focus firing, they're not splitting up. He's just hopefully try and pray for better splits. He's getting 2 at a time now. But I think overall,
he's getting snared. Dragoons come to the rescue. There we go. Everybody now. This is going to be a good cleanup.
It's going to be a good fight, yeah. And Radovan has to run for it. So far, it's not too bad. Merlin's taking the score lead. Score currently is 3-2 to Radovan, so this is, you know, all on the line here for Merlin. He's actually playing a high APM game, and he's actually playing it really well. Like, there's a lot of pressure on this situation, everything he does, and he knows that we're casting the game, so we can't judge too harshly, but... Oh, is the Falcon being picked up? I think the Falcon might be picked up. One Falcon going down, one Falcon goes down.
And that was very low HP.
Yeah.
He's forcing like MrMerlin should be all around the map, so he has to sort of split his arms somehow. Now maybe his new skirmishers just stay in his base to defend his villages, and he can push with the rest.
If Merlin is able to get counter infantry rifle and be so good, is that an arsenal or barracks going down? He might go for second racks here. What's the building? What's the building for Merlin?
1 sec. TC.
Don't hate it, to be honest. I don't.
I want to scale behind this.
It's all right. Yeah, it's neither here nor there. Oh, it's... Yeah, those pikes will sit that siege down. Oh,
yeah.
Merlin is going to say unpolite words to Radovan. This is brutal. Oh, that pickup. Oh God, no. Ooh.
And this is no longer. They're no longer pikes. They're literally musketeers now. So.
Fast musks, aren't they? They're fast musks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vils had to come with the army.
100%.
Oh, that's so sad to see.
Because what happened is, if he has these villagers in a mix and he would siege everything, he just cannot take these fights. And I think that's what.
Now he's got 59 of Vils. No one's. Oh my! They're all. That could be GG.
It's gonna come for his Fox now.
As well, like mentally, how do you come back from that?
He's on 15 villagers right now. And he's actually coming out with his villagers. I think what Radovan is doing better with this revolt than our previous killer cats he did. He actually sent that card in, where he makes all his villagers become insurgents. And Radovan didn't do that, so he actually has an economy behind all of this. He can actually keep on making more units.
He can send it. He can send it now to clear the game out, but
right.
While he's still got villagers, there's no reason. There's like he's not under pressing need to send the card. And like, yeah, he just sent 10 and still has eco behind, and still will win this.
Yeah, he doesn't need 30 more. He just got this. I think that's GG now, right here.
You can still train cavalry in this revolt, so just imagine a couple cav there as well.
Yeah. Wow.
I thought Merlin played that actually quite well. That's
me too.
Cheese coming out.